Today we are going to start by reading a story that I love, that I think is a great story to read for what's happening right now while we're spending so much time at home and around our houses, and when the days are nice outside, if we could get outside. This is a book Larry and I were just reading, and it's called A Day with No Crayons. And it's written by Elizabeth Rausch, and it's illustrated by Chad Cameron. And right now we're going to read through this, and then afterwards we're going to sort of do what the girl in the story did. She was faced by having no crayons, but she loved to be creative and make art, so she had to figure out some other ways to do it. Let's get started.
A Day with No Crayons by Elizabeth Rausch. Liza loved her crayons. She treasured turquoise, adored apricot, and flipped over fuchsia. In fact, coloring made Liza feel tickle me pink. Every day, Liza filled her coloring books with aquamarine oceans, royal purple plums, and screamin' green dragons. She papered the walls of her room, the hallway, and the bathroom with the bright, neat pages. Then one day, Liza ran out of paper. Her coloring books were all full, and there wasn't a single sheet of blank paper left. Liza paced her room, unsure of what to do, until she discovered right in front of her one blank wall. "What on earth are you doing?" her mother cried. "Coloring," said Liza. "Coloring? Your walls?" her mother exclaimed. She snatched up Liza's crayon bucket. "No more crayons for you today." "No crayons?" cried Liza. "A whole day with no crayons?" Liza shuffled to the bathroom, feeling blue, midnight blue in fact. "A day with no crayons," she grumbled. She gripped the toothpaste crossly, squirting a blue-green streak across the sink. "Now look what the mess I've made," she mumbled, smearing it toward the drain. Later, Liza trudged to the park and smacked her foot in a puddle. "A day with no crayons is as brown as mud," she mourned, stomping around the basketball court. Finally, Liza slumped to the ground and brushed her grass-stained knees. The green wouldn't come off. Liza leaned forward for a closer look. She thought. "That's spring green and jungle green mixed." Liza rolled over and found herself eye to eye with a lovely flower. "Why, that color's not bluebell at all," she said. "It's more like cornflower." Liza yanked a nearby dandelion and crushed it in her fist. When she opened her palm, it glowed. "And this isn't dandelion yellow," she laughed. "It's more like laser lemon." Liza jumped up. "It's even lovelier than laser lemon." Liza mashed dazzling yellow dandelions into her cuffs. Then she squashed deep purple blackberries into her pockets and rubbed brilliant orange tiger lilies down both legs. Running through the park in her rainbow pants, Liza suddenly saw color everywhere. She dragged a muddy stick across the park, sketching a chocolate brown tree with long stretching branches. She pressed leaves of meadow green, sea green, and forest green in the mud and squished them into her tree until it smeared. She grabbed flower petals and fashioned birds that flew with her across the park. As Liza left the park, she scraped an old red brick along the sidewalk, drawing a desert, some camels, then a whole caravan. Near her house, Liza gathered gray-blue pebbles and laid them side by side until an ocean swelled. Up the front porch steps, Liza scattered dandelion petals until a sunset glowed. That night, Liza crawled into bed, arranging her pillows around her. Outrageous orchard, she thought. Magic maze. Wonder melon. Her mother walked into her room holding Liza's crayons. "You can have your crayons back," her mother said, kissing her on the head, if you promise not to color on the walls. Liza eyed the crayons her mother held out to her. She smoothed the blankets on her bed and considered the coloring books spread out on the floor around her. She said, I think I can go one more day with no crayons.
So after looking around outside at the blue sky and the green grass and a lot of plants and sticks and rocks, I pulled together some things that I found and I made a little building kind of like a house. We have a lot of sticks in our backyard from a storm the other day, so there's a whole pile of sticks there, so that was a perfect thing to use. And then I just pulled up some grass and we had a bunch of rocks under a tree. And so I just used some materials, some simple materials that right around. Not a lot of color, but you can see I found one little petal flower that had fallen off of a tree. I didn't want to take it off of the tree because they're all just starting now, so we don't want to take them off of the trees. But I did find one on the ground that had fallen off, and that's what I used for a little doorknob right there on the middle of my tree. So you guys go on outside, and if you don't get a chance to put your things together, just go outside and look at all the colors and find all the different colors you can find in your yard, or on a walk, or even from out your window if the weather's not nice enough to go outside. And if you get a chance to put some stuff together to make a picture, have some fun. And if you can, take a picture and send me. And if you can't, that's okay too, as long as you do it and you look for some colors out in your world. Have fun, guys. See you next week.